and the door came open, and it was a
So
good
if you're
door.
open-minded
With
about
that situation,
therapy,
with the other
then
situation,
you
with the
can
therapist,
go. But you were
I
closed-minded.
walked.
You cannot do that if you're gonna.
I was closed minded about nasty. I said, I'm going ahead and go. Since y'all going, I'm going ahead and go too. What's up, family? You are in
Our
Lane.
lane.
Today we're going to be discussing mental health, and this is a. I feel like this can be a powerful episode. I didn't always understand mental health. You know, I would say, well, this person this way, and I, would then, criticize them or.
Yeah.
But when I started having my mental issues, and then of course the whole world is on this whole mental health situation. Like, I started taking mental health
A little bit
serious.
more seriously.
Yes, seriously, yes. But you know how it is. You really don't.
Maybe you don't know. You don't know.
Right. You can't
Yeah.
relate until it's you. So while I'm, making fun or calling that person out of their, talking about that person.
Yeah, like crazy or
Yeah.
something like that.
I ain't know that. Who said it? I ain't know. Anyway.
Well, I mean, you're talking about what you said in your stage of ignorance. I mean, that's what people say. Like, they don't know, like, oh, you're crazy. Like, no, you can't just really use that so loosely.
But not knowing that, hey,
there may be some issues with them for real. Well, you can call me crazy a whole bunch of times.
Yeah. And I call myself crazy as well.
Yeah.
So I really want to apologize to me.
Oh, I thought you said.
Oh, and I want to apologize to. Well, I never called them to their face.
You didn't either. I thought you was apologizing to me.
Except for one.
But you jumping into the episode. You don't want to talk about your week. You want to just go on.
Yeah, you're right. And I want to apologize to you for calling you crazy. I mean, I just, I might call you names like upstairs. I'll be in the man cave by myself, but I don't bring it downstairs. So that's all that matters. As long as I bring you positive, how they say it, vibes. Yeah. So I apologize. Do you forgive me? Okay. Anyways, how was your week?
I had a good week. A busy week, like always. The main highlight of my week is that it ended going into a week of vacation. Thanksgiving break.
Dum, bum, 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 bum.
Yes, so
that's good.
Have an opportunity to take care of some things that I need to take care of, and some business things, some personal things. So rest a little and not be running and burning the candle at both ends every single solitary day. It's school break, so hopefully the girls won't be running us like here, there, and everywhere like always. How was your week?
What business did you have to take care of? I don't know about that.
This coming up week?
They say you took care of some business.
I'm saying I don't have the time to take care of business.
I thought you...
This coming up week because I don't have to work every day. But, it'll get free up some time for me to do some other business things I need to do.
Cool. That's what's up. I'm glad you had a good week. Did you ask me about?
I've already asked you how was your week. You haven't answered.
Cool. My week was not good.
Well, let me ask, did you start out on Monday saying this is going to be a good week?
I didn't. I gotta start by doing it because, like, I be so busy, or we be so busy, or it be a lot going on where my mind don't even be on. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have a good week. Like, it don't be from working and, with my job, we have like meetings on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And for some reason, they keep having us in meetings that don't involve us. Well,
then that's time that you can be focusing on your week. Just want to be able to scream it out loud like you do.
You're right. I need to
just talk to
when
yourself.
I park my car in the parking lot, I need to be like, this is gonna be a good week.
Well, not real loud in case the coworkers come by to go clock in. Then they'll hear you just screaming in your car for. Well, I guess the ones that watch podcasts, they'll understand why.
Right. But anyways, yeah, I didn't have a good week. I was frustrated like most of the week. But I guess we can dive into that later. No, I'm diving into it right now. Yeah, I was frustrated most of the week. But then, like, what helped me, and this may help someone else, what helped me with my frustration, like I told you what was going on with me, and I told you how I told you how I was feeling. You didn't talk back that much, whatever. We really didn't dive deeper into it. Mm-hmm. But by me getting it out, then like I got it out like in a nice, mature tone. It wasn't no fussing, it wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? Like I still had respect for you.
I know.
I still have respect for you, and I just let you know how I was feeling, and I was good. Like
that helped. Did you just get it out?
No. So it was helping because I was I had to go to work and I was late for work, but I had to get it out.
Oh, you were late? Oh, that made you. Well, I didn't pay attention to what time it was.
Yeah, it's cool.
So that made you late.
Yeah, I was late. I was like 45 minutes late.
Now you left home in decent enough time not to be 45 minutes late. 45 minutes.
You're right. I went 45 minutes late.
It could have been 45 minutes.
I left at
45.
Yeah, that's what.
So that made you like 10, 15 minutes late.
Right. So I talked to you. Then I came home, settled myself, took care of business, and when I'm in my man cave, I turned my lights. Like these right here. I got one upstairs. I turned the lights on dim, changed the color, played some music.
Set some ambiance.
Yeah, some ambiance. Yes, play some music. Like music really helps with my anxiety.
It does.
It helps big time, and I did all that. So my week got better. You know what I'm saying? So.
But that's good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm not happy for you. I don't know. Unhappy for you.
So.
What's up?
Mental health.
Well, you've already kind of touched a lot about it today because you said, that you've said my anxiety, so you kind of owned it. Mm-hmm. So what makes you feel as though you have anxiety? Are you diagnosed?
That's a good question. And I was gonna say all that, but I know, you specialize in, you go to school for this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. What you call it?
Psychology.
Yeah. So you go to school for that. So, but like, our other podcast, one of other episodes was like, podcast saved our marriage. Mm-hmm. Podcast saved me. You know what I'm saying? And podcast.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just the change that I saw. Not like that. I'm just saying I saw some positive changes when you got into podcast.
Yeah. So then, like, when I started I've been hearing about the word anxiety like a long time, but not knowing what it was. Mm-hmm. And so I forgot what podcast it was. I've been trying to remember it. But anyways, when the person was describing how they were feeling, like physically and the stuff they was like in their mind, whatever, and the person who they was talking to was like, yeah, that's anxiety. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, yo.
That's you.
Like, I literally feel like that. But I've been feeling that way, like, for a long time.
By long time, we mean years, months, weeks.
Like decades.
Decades.
Yeah.
So we're talking prior to us coming into each other's lane.
Yeah. I didn't know you at all. Like, a little child. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So are you aware of, like, things that led to it?
I believe it's like, I hope I say this word right. I believe I inherited it.
Okay. Now, I mean, that's a point. Here's what I think about mental health. if you have, when you go to the doctor, they say, what's the family history, right? Hypertension, high blood pressure, cancer, blah, 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 list goes on. Doesn't just mean because your family history has that in it that you will have it or suffer from it. However, I feel like the risk may be a little greater, not even necessarily because it's in your DNA, but just like lifestyle, if that's how you were brought up and the ways in which you ate, the way, all those kinds of things. And also, being around it and people not being aware of it will lead to, or at least push you at a higher risk to have that. But you said that you were, the person was explaining how they felt. So that makes me think about how I would feel oftentimes, and I wasn't really, I didn't know because I am diagnosed. And so last year, when my mom passed, I went to the doctor to be proactive because I didn't want to, because untreated mental illnesses, depending on the stage, it's just like cancer, you can say, can lead to, anxiety, depression, all those kinds of things. So I didn't want to fall into that category. I still had to show it for you. I still had to show it for my children. We buried Mama the 3rd, and 2 days later, one child had a choir performance the next day. The other child had, it didn't stop. 2 weeks later, we were in Nashville for cheer competition. Okay, it didn't stop. So I didn't want to not be able to show up just daily in general.
And that's
but
like I'm going to cut you off.
You did though, so I guess you meant it. And it sounded like you're going to keep going. Go ahead.
I know, I'll be seeing it on TV. Hey, not to cut you off, but they really be cutting it off. So I might cut you off, but glue it back together.
He said she was going to be sick. Okay, go.
I'm being serious.
Okay.
Look at my face.
Go ahead.
Look at my hat.
No. That's the man. Okay, go. You go.
Anyways, so like you said about the medicine, stuff like that. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I've been thinking about it this week. And I was like, maybe I need to go get some medicine, whatever. Talk to someone, get the prescription, and then go on. So, but then I thought about it, like what if it changed me and had me low?
Well, okay, see, then we're stepping into ignorance, right? So, first of all, just because we're on medicine does not mean all medicine is the same.
That's true.
Doesn't mean they all have the same side effects.
That's true.
We could take the very same medicine and it could affect me in one way and you in a different way. So, as a teacher, I've definitely dealt with this quite often, especially with children with ADHD or ADD. And there's a child one time in my class who would just come in and be sick, literally sick to the stomach. Once he ate breakfast, he may vomit. I'm like, okay. And then days he would come in and if he could just jump to the roof, he would. I'm like, what is happening? So I finally had a conversation with mom, and she said, well, when I give him his medicine, that's when he's like that. And I'm like, don't give it to him. I can handle it. You've got to manage the medicine. So it's not just it shouldn't rather automatically be associated with taking medicine that the behaviors or the side effects will be zombie behavior. I have also experienced a child who was the same way, different child, and on the medicine, literally. And I had never seen what I heard so much about. I'm like, no, he's literally a zombie. And in that particular case, it was way earlier on when I was still pursuing my career in education, so I didn't have a lot of control over helping, in that situation. So I've seen it, and I understand, and that's a very important concern. That's why you stay on top of your doctors. You don't just let them give you whatever. You have to tell them what's happening with you. I mean, if you don't tell them, they don't know. But the way I would feel, and it's funny because now I know. I've always felt like this, but now I know why. I would, if I'm doing something, let's say curl my hair. I'm counting. or if I get up to go to the bathroom, it's like in my head, I start counting down from a certain amount of time to see how fast I can do it. My insides feel like they're rushing, like I'm in a hurry, and I'm not even in a hurry.
That's how I be.
But I'm in a hurry, and it's like I can't even control it, and so it's crazy to now know why. And there was one time, and this is kind of touchy, you had told me about the girls kind of feeling away about the way that I was parenting them. And so in reading and researching mental health, like being frustrated a lot, that's one of the symptoms, you know. And not that every person will have every symptom of, you know, anxiety if they are diagnosed. Not that every person will have every symptom of depression if they are diagnosed. It's just you have to know them. And because there was a child who was exhibiting some behaviors, and I was like, it's something wrong. I just kept saying, it's something wrong. I don't know what, but it's something wrong. Never thought ADHD because they're not all over the place. Well, I took the child to the doctor. That was what the case was. So in my mind, I'm thinking now, okay, I've dealt with children for 17 years. So I have a book that's ADHD. It's like for children, 4 different kinds. And I'm like, I'm reading one. I'm like, oh, okay. So not everybody is like a nonstop motor. They're just, it could be they're disorganized. And that may be the only thing. You know, having a hard time. I have filled out so many doctors' descriptors for behaviors for children, to help parents get to, you know, the answers that they're desiring to understand their children's behaviors. So I think it's just awareness.
You talk so long. You talk good. You talk so long. I forgot what you were saying. Like that motor you talking about? Your motor got plenty of oil in it.
Talking was one of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's mine.
That's yours. I forgot what I was saying.
I'm sorry.
No,
but
do your
when you
thing.
told me about the way I was handling the children, then I had to step back and do different, you know. And it's just I didn't know that there was something, I don't want to say wrong, but for lack of better words, wrong.
I still forgot what I was saying, but yeah, that's good. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so what you want to say?
I forgot.
So I'm going to define mental health. A person's condition with regard to their psychological and emotional well-being.
What?
So are you concerned about your psychological and emotional well-being based on what you're saying about the things you've experienced?
Child, I'm concerned about all that you named.
Okay.
And my spiritual well-being.
Why spiritual?
Child, because if my mental and all this stuff is messed up, like I have to make sure that I'm doing the things. I got to make sure I'm doing the right things. Okay, I'm not trying to mess up my spiritual walk with Christ.
Based on your mental
Right. So like
state.
Like Paul, like he was talking about how he beat his body into subjection. Like I literally know what that means. Like getting myself together, calming myself down, realizing that some of the stuff that I'm going through is just I guess a test, or I'm going through it to become stronger. You know what I'm saying? Mentally stronger. That's
Do you think by going through it, you're gonna get through it, or like it's just like a phase, or it's like just ongoing?
I feel like what I'm going through now is like a season.
Okay.
It's a season because like it hasn't always been like this. You know what I'm talking about? And it won't always be like this. So right now I'm in this season right here. Right now it's cold. Like I got my coat on. I need to put a coat on because it's cold.
Yeah.
Stop complaining about. Well, I ain't gonna say stop complaining, but like it's cold, so you got.
You know it's gonna be cold.
You got to prepare yourself. But when that season change and it's hot outside, now it's summertime, like take your coat off.
But then, while it's not an ongoing season, it does come back around. Is that what you're saying by like not being ongoing? But
It could come back around.
okay.
But this time when it's cold, it might be a blizzard. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at now.
Well, you said spiritually and mentally. That's a kind of a hot topic because, sometimes people don't have to be diagnosed per se with mental illnesses. They can just talk about it with somebody. In the religious community,
Oh yeah, go ahead, hit it.
therapy is or has been,
Yeah.
I think it's coming around a little bit more
It's
now,
coming around. Yes.
has been so frowned upon
Yes.
because take the Lord along with you everywhere you go. I got Jesus, don't need nobody else. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Because I'm a teacher. Don't I need students in my classroom? And don't they need teachers? Yes. I'm a therapist. Don't I need clients? Yes. I'm a preacher. Don't I need congregants? I'm a political figure. Don't I need a team of people to rule over and make laws for it?
Right.
So why do we have counselors and therapists and doctors if people are taking? This was such a hard conversation to have. One of a close person to me has a holistic viewpoint. Not kicking against it at all. I'm not very aware of it, but I'm not kicking against it. But so the question I asked to them was, if this situation that you're dealing with was cancer, would you administer cancer treatments or go partake in the cancer treatments? Yeah. That answer was no. So I'm like, okay, I get it. But like when people have high blood pressure, they take high blood pressure medicine. When people have cancer, they go to cancer treatments, and oncologists, and even post remission, they are having annual visits. Like, I don't understand why when it gets to this, it's not the same. And I just think that's also another form of lack of awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah, mental health is.
Somebody had post. They shared a post or whatever. Just the other day, it was like, church people or church members or saints or whatever. Y'all like go to counseling. Like it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
but I want to shout out Pastor because he'll say, it's okay, go talk to somebody.
He'll push that. He'll push that.
Yeah.
You just gotta find the right person, because the person we had. Whew, God the Father. But
I was talking to somebody about that yesterday.
we discussed. Oh.
I'm not. That's all I had to say.
Well, we talk about it when we close out of here. But find somebody that fits you. Like church people, find someone that fits you. I thought
you weren't going to give. You said you were not giving advice. This sounds like advice. So
my bad.
While I'm interrupting you, be open-minded.
That's a good word too. That's a good word.
Oh, I know.
That's a
be
good word.
Open-minded. Yeah. I don't want to go and go to one session. Well, I ain't going to move. Well, you didn't want to go when you went.
Yeah. So at least shock me, like, you know what? So and so was a good person. I'm gonna go again. You know what I'm saying? Like, case in point. Watch this. The church or whatever. The church in Nashville. Y'all had been going.
I love my church.
And I was like, man, I ain't finna go up there for no church.
Oh God.
If I go,
my cousin was there. If I go there, I'm just gonna hang out. I ain't finna go. I don't even know who the cousin. Yet I ain't met the cousin that he was talking about.
I don't remember even saying that. I don't know who you talking to about a cousin. It wasn't me.
You always.
That was weird.
I just want to know who I'm talking
to. Wah. I need something.
We don't have no sound bites for that.
We gotta find something. Anyways, but when I went for myself to check it out, the church service was amazing.
Watch this. I had been going for 2 years. They did not know me until you started coming. Hey. I'm like, oh, by the way, they're looking for us.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, it's been a minute. They said
you gotta go back.
We do. It's been a while.
But that was just an example. Like, you have to find someone or find something and experience it for yourself.
But you also did my example by being open-minded. When you didn't want to go and you kept saying I'm not going, you didn't go. But at some point you had to change that perspective or your viewpoint or your opinion about it in order to at least be able to walk through the door.
Right. So by being open minded, I
Oh,
walked through the
okay, long
door,
as you.
and the door came open, and it was a
So if
good
you're
door.
open-minded
With
about
that situation,
therapy,
with the other
then
situation,
you
with the
can
therapist,
go.
with the
But you
therapist,
were
I
closed-minded. You
walked.
cannot do that if you're gonna.
I was closed minded about Nashville. I said, well, I'm going ahead and go since y'all going. I'm going ahead and go too. Cause really, boom, I ain't got that many friends in Olive Branch. So I'm finna go to Nashville, just hang out by myself. Boy, stop. So I'm finna go with these girls and these kids and see what's going on. Had a good time. Closed minded, walked in an open door. It's a good service. Whereas we had the counseling thing, I was,
But you at least changed your mind to the point that you wanted to see what it was all about.
and I
You did
changed.
not walk through that door still saying, I don't want to go to this church. You did not walk through the door like that. You went like, okay, let me see what they talking about. That's the shift on the open-mindedness. Therapy, you were still,
That's not the full truth, love.
what
I
was the
went,
half-truth part
I
of it?
went to this thing because even though I was late, I was like, I don't want to make the contact with the man.
See, this is why I'm a little bit mentally unstable. Because you, ooh,
Did
ooh.
not I make contact with the man?
You did. After I put my foot down, God told you no. Because when I went to go to therapy, you didn't want to go to therapy forever. And I'm like, cool, don't go there either. So then you finally want to go? Like, no, I don't want to go. But no, because when I wanted to go, you didn't want to go. So then I was like, well, if you want to go find somebody. And so you did. So of course you was going to have to find somebody because I
So
would.
you
And you went to one session.
so
Then you
did
still wanted me to
so
find somebody else. No.
can you go back and say that?
No.
Can you go back and say, boom? Well, maybe you were open minded because you just
You,
told
you, you, you
you just
weren't.
told these folks, I don't want to go in here. But
In my
I literally called the
opinion,
man.
you was trying to save marriage at that point. I don't even think you cared that deeply, but you was willing. So I give you a shift to at least be willing to go. From no,
I
I don't want to
wanted to
go.
save the marriage,
I just so these
but
are
I
my
really didn't care.
words. In my opinion, had you been committed to the process, you would not have stopped going after one session. Case in point, when I first started going, when I first started going to therapy, I had a therapist and I got bad vibes that first day. I went on with him. I had 2 sessions with him and I was like, It's just the vibes before meeting him. Then the first session, like, all right, I'm in school. Like, everything you telling me, baby, I'm studying this at night. Like, give me something. And then the other session, I was like, that's it. I'm over it. And then I went and found another therapist, though. You stopped going. And how many years ago that's been? I know it's been 4+ because we've been here for 4 years. You ain't never find nobody else to go to. You never bring it back up again. I don't think you cared that deeply about the therapy. I ain't gonna say you didn't care about the marriage like that, but you didn't care that deeply about the therapist or therapy, period. I'm entitled to my opinion.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. That was the
Cause you talk good. Your words are nice and professional. I love it. But you can't, like you just said, like you kind of contradicting yourself. Because the example I used was the man, the therapist, wasn't a good experience. You said I was closed minded. Wasn't closed minded. I was open minded. Boom. For whatever reason, I was open minded to go to the man. Boom, boom, boom. Then the joint. I was kind of closed minded, but I like, you know what? I'm going to this church.
So did you just not
My
contradict yourself?
my
I was
first
open-minded,
my
but I was
first
closed-minded.
first experience was a great experience. My thing was I said I didn't have a first good experience.
But it was also a new experience.
The
And
church,
then it's a new experience on something that's going to push you to the limits to see you for who you are. Most people don't like to sit in the
and
room and
that's
hear something negative about themselves.
and you know me, like I can hear something negative about myself.
Exactly, I know you.
I can hear something negative about myself. You talking to a person who don't mind getting talked about, and if it's a good one, I would laugh with you. Like that was good.
Okay.
Am I lying?
No, you're not lying about that.
But my thing is, if you're gonna say something about me, at least make it make sense.
So if you said something about the man, why didn't make it make sense?
About what man?
The therapist.
It made all the sense in the world.
It didn't.
He was not good for me.
But at that time, it was about who was good for we.
Good. He was,
Oh,
no, like snap when they snapping it good.
I can't snap like
Oh,
you know. I
fade
can't
snap. Oh,
snap. Fake
weak snap. Snap.
You know I can't snap good. Don't make
No,
me
she did. Yeah. Man, he was not good for me. So we need somebody that's good
because he
for
said you're
we.
the head of the household.
That man
You
want
have a charge to the
that
family.
man want he want to hit on
You
nothing.
gotta do
Do
do.
whatever she say. She wants you to do that, just do it. Wake up in one time, just do it.
Well, you preach the message,
Then
just do it. So your messages don't
from
apply to
Jesus.
you.
It do. From Jesus.
Oh,
Not
well, aren't you
from
supposed to love your wife like Christ loved the church? That's from Jesus.
and I do. But as one supposed to love and honor and respect her man,
I am.
let's move on.
Wow.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
This is why my mental health is a little challenged.
This is why I have to
14
go.
years of
This is why
mental health
This
challenges.
is why I have to go in there and go on my Apple Music, type in Miranda Curtis. Her music calmed me down. This new lady I just found.
And what's her name? Is she not surprised? Because, baby, you do not always have no Miranda. Don't come here
Oh, no,
like,
no.
hallelujah.
Oh, I wasn't
No,
even
sir.
done.
You
Sometime
be... I digress.
Miranda Curtis, the new lady named I think her name's Snow. It's Snoh.
Just not like that.
Her and someone
Like
else.
her?
No, her name is her like Snow Allegra.
Mm-hmm.
Her voice is very soothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what helped with my anxiety.
So when are you going to do something? We already got it in the history, honey. Okay. I'm going to check her out. It is crazy
That's
because
what I was
I
playing
do
in the shower.
like music, but it doesn't, I don't know, it's like when I have it on, it definitely changes. And I used to do this every morning. Like you do the, and I'm talking about way back before we even met. My favorite song in the entire world is Beyonce's Survivor. I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up. Like that's my whole entire song. That would be my get up every morning to motivate myself, getting ready to go to work to that song. And I don't know, I just don't think about playing the music, but it helps when I'm playing the music, but it's not like for you, it's a coping mechanism.
Oh, God,
like you go ahead and put, yeah.
God,
And it gets you in there though, and I see it.
But like I love how like by my mind being all kind of places. Like sometimes I've been in the mood for boom.
Yeah.
Some real churchy music.
Yeah, you do.
Then the next minute I'm in the mood
You
for
play
some
real loud on the sound bar, and I'm still in bed trying to sleep, and I'm just like, why?
I almost said something. But my mental maturity just kicked in. It just kicked in. But anyways, I have different music to meet my mental needs. So that's what helped me with my mental health.
So are you planning to see a physician?
I thought about it. I need to.
It's just like in the physical. Yeah.
A mental physical.
A mental physical. That's good.
That's really good.
That's good. Yeah. Well, that's all I got. I mean, to tell the people it's really okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people think because it's like trauma situations, things are real.
Right.
And you have people dealing with things because it's so cliche to go to, you have people are taboo to go to see about yourself like that. And that, from a mental standpoint, so people are carrying trauma for years and years and years, and then you're showing up in new relationships as spouses, as friends, as parents, as children, and not being whole and healthy and healed, and you don't know why. And so we really are living beneath our privilege in relationships when we show up unwhole or holy, if you will.
You told me that's crazy. I thought you had attention here. That was crazy. Yeah, just got that out the way. But this whole mental health thing, like I take my hat off to anyone who is like really like wanting to make efforts.
Yeah. Yeah,
because
it's
like
work.
so many times people think sometimes we think
We're
that
okay.
we're okay, we're right, or what we how to be saying like this is how I am,
Gotta know
you
them.
gotta know me.
Well, you got to know me too.
And my thing is right here. Okay, this is how
I'm
you are.
reacting to gotta know them. Let
And
me be and gotta know me.
right.
Don't try to correct me if you gotta know
And
me and everybody else.
if you're not willing to change, not saying you gotta change, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it don't mean I gotta take what you.
Right. And we
I
said
don't
that on a
take it.
previous episode,
Yeah.
though. Yeah. And it just means it's not for you. It just means it's not for you.
Man, and I won't
Doesn't
take
mean
it.
you a bad person. I mean I'm a bad person. We're just not for each other. That's okay in any kind of relationship, and that's okay.
No, you bad. Because if you think I'm finna sit here and take this weird, if you think I'm gonna take this stuff that you are unleashing on me, I'm not gonna do that. I don't have to come around and you being mean and mad and
Oh, for sure.
like
But my point is saying, doesn't make you bad. That same person who shows up like that for you can have an amazing relationship with someone else, and that person can think, "Oh my God, they're so sweet. They do this," and those things are true. It just didn't work like that with you.
what I'm saying is,
But don't make them bad.
it make them bad. This is why.
You do make them bad.
Because if you get mad at me and you want to criticize me for not wanting to be around you, and you treated me bad,
Oh, okay. That I understand.
dude, you.
It's just something wrong with your mental.
So you're not okay.
Right. You're not okay.
Did you have a bad dream last night?
Probably just a lifetime of just bad dreams at night.
Yeah.
This can't be just one night. Only one night though. It can't be.
So you had that one.
I know. Yeah. Another thing is perspective too. I was teaching that this week, and there's this thing where it's an image where I gave. Let me say what I did first, and then we'll talk about the image. So I wrote the number 6 down on index cards. To gave them to the partners. So if you're sitting across from somebody, I put that card. Your partner is across from you, not beside you. So it's like, okay, you can't touch the card. You can't say anything. I'm pass the cards out, and all I want you to do is tell me what you see when I ask. Cool. All right, so I started popcorning out. Random kid. What do you see? A 6, boom, random kid. A 6, boom, random kid. A 9, a 6, a 9, a 6. I was like, well, wait a minute. I said, well, does anybody see a 3? No one saw a 3. A 1? Nope, no one saw. But I said, now let's take the card and flip the card around. No, I said, are they wrong? Because you said you see a 9. Is the person see a 6? Is that person wrong? Yes, ma'am. I was like, okay. So then let's flip it around. So what do you see? A 6? Are you wrong? Mm-mm. I said, wait a minute. But when he saw a 6, you 6 wrong. It's not. I said, I only wrote 6s. I didn't write any 9s on the newspaper. But it's just the way you see it that make you wrong. We just don't see it the same. So when we take the opportunity to really try to understand the person and see it from where they're coming from, I think is what makes relationships stronger. That means you have to agree with them, because I don't care how many times, if it's this way, I do not see a 9. I cannot unless I come over there. So while I understand what you're saying, I still can see it my way, and we can agree to disagree but accept each other's perspective.
Do you be accepting my perspective?
Child, if it ain't peeing on what it is now, if it ain't no sense nothing, do I listen to me? Baby, talk to me about what you mean. What you saying about the perspective? Give me an example.
We ain't got time.
Yeah, we got. How long the episode gotta be, baby?
Because see, what I'm saying is,
It's 40 minutes, honey.
I got a lot to say. Yeah. But just know,
I pick one or something. Like, what?
I can't, because see, that's when we said
Let's go.
to that long episode, and right. So I ain't gonna do that. But like, I'm glad that you are like in that, doing the mental work for yourself, and also trying to help others, because like it's a good thing when like the people who are trying to help people get help too.
Right. How can I push therapy on you?
Right.
And I don't
Like,
either believe in it or do it myself. Yeah.
like, excuse me, sir, ma'am, do you not, like, you need help too?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm good like that.
Well, then especially taking on everybody else's, like, that's energy.
It gotta be.
Yeah, that's energy. So you have to have a way to
Right.
release that.
Like when
Because
police,
it's confidential, so you can't vent that out.
right, like when police officers see a bunch of crime and stuff like that. Like, that stuff
Oh,
gotta,
yeah.
that
Yeah.
stuff gotta
Yeah.
mess with their mind.
Yeah, because you see that
Right.
stuff.
That's why,
You see images.
that's why I drive trucks.
Because why? Instead of being a police officer? Because you remember that one time. You remember that one time you went to school to be a police officer? I don't even see you being a police officer. Just walking around here, they not feeling. They be like, this little light skin, gray hair, beard looking boy.
That his wife called at a young age?
You got married at a young age. You should have waited.
Well, you should have been giving me grades.
How did I give you grace? Baby?
Oh, God.
So that's going everything just okay.
Grades anatomy.
I don't need I wanted to do it. I was like, he don't know about it, so maybe he won't say
Oh,
it.
I don't watch that. I just see the commercials.
I know, baby. I can't. They've been trying to get me to watch them like it's too many seasons for me to watch.
Watching that mess.
But see, I be watching my Court and Jill show. See, but he's like, why you always watching? You so old. No, because so I guess this has been in me all the time that I didn't realize it. And so now it's kind of coming full circle. Like Judge Maybelline, divorce court.
I saw her in person. Judge Maybelline years ago at the
Oh yeah,
at the convocation.
yeah.
It's a nice sight.
I thought he had a point. So anyway, but you asked that question, and
Maybe it's Maybelline.
you kicking your feet so high? I was trying to show these shoes off. I
don't want to keep just showing my Jordans all the time. Like,
You keep putting your feet down.
if I keep moving my feet, I'm gonna go viral again. But bing.
You so petty. You so petty. Somebody asked me today, oh, you ain't trying to wear out? Yes, we done put on the podcast and everything, baby. Ain't nobody pressed. Anyway.
I can't say that. But
Wait. And I said, it's because
I'm start doing like that.
the judge is hearing the same story or the same experience, rather, from two different viewpoints in a non-biased way. And so trying to mediate between. And like, I can't go into there.
Your judge shows, the lady judges, especially on divorce courts, I just feel like they be like ganging up on a man.
Absolutely not. Judge Maybelline has definitely looked at a lady and
Not
said,
Maybelline.
you're the problem. No.
Not Maybelline.
No. It's okay. It's my perspective. You good.
I mean, you might be right. Because, like, yo, that's your show. I just come in and peek it for a little bit.
And talk about it and walk out because you're closed-minded.
No, I'm closed doored.
Anyway, it's helping me in my field, just like you started watching podcasts and now you watch podcasts for our podcast. So you do what it takes for your career.
How
and that's
does
what
divorce help? Tell yo,
because she be, so there's this one.
once you trying to divorce me,
I mean, we already been down that road, but if you keep on like you asking,
you gonna divorce me?
I mean, what you want to be miserable or?
How acting?
You just said your anxiety picking up, child. I mean, frustrated. Now, I know you have it. Well, halfway open your mouth and talk, be on the phone, you don't want to talk. Other day, you at lunch with Pooh and them, I call you on video. Oh, you didn't talk to me. About 10 minutes before I even realized you was at lunch. I said, I wouldn't have even been keep talking to you if I had known you was not eating by yourself.
I haven't heard means for divorce yet. So you call me and I talk to you while I'm with other.
But then when you're not all right, it's, yeah. All right, okay then, bye. I text you. Oh, I get hearts and emojis and your little sexy me emoji with the little kissy heart coming out the mouth. And then when I text you something, I'm back at home. I'm back in Olive Branch. I'm just giving me some Chick-fil-A. Then I get the little dusty white thumbs up. I said, well, okay. You could just kept it. That's all your response
Says
was
the
going to
same
be.
person who I go and talking to him, asking him questions, let him know how I feel, and she be like, I ain't got nothing to say.
I didn't, because you can't control. Why do people want to control the responses? You can't control the response. I ain't had nothing to say. You said what you said. I didn't have nothing to say.
So you can't, what? So you can't say something about me being in my feelings when I've talked to you about my feelings and you didn't say anything back.
You was in your feelings before the talk. And I knew, that's all I'm saying, is you was treating me differently before you talked to me, though.
How you say it? Because I got tired of beating a dead horse.
Well, then stop beating the dead horse and let him die. Be buried, child.
What if you beat the horse and the horse be alive? Just beating the horse.
And then somebody got to do something different, because that's insane to keep on doing the same thing and
Somebody-
expecting a different result.
Somebody got to get on the horse and ride. Thank you for being in
Our
Lane. Love y'all.
Good night.